you guys doing? Again, this is Stan Banks from Total Ink Solutions. If you don't know who I am the newest member to the Total Ink Solutions family. All right, so today we're going to be talking about forever paper, but I really want to talk about the complete and entire setup for us small printers. If you're printing out of your house, if you don't have much space, that's kind of where I specialize in, and I just want to explain exactly how forever paper fits into the setup that you already have. You only need one edition, and it's not that big of a deal to add on because it's really cost effective to get started. But before I get into that, I want to just cover a few other things that I had laid out for us. So again, we're talking about everything that has to do with a heat press business, out of your home, out of a small office, or even if you're in a big shop and if you want to take on small, low minimum jobs, and really figuring out what application there is to get a specific job done. One of the things that I specialized in before I started with Total was applying a specific process based on what my customer was trying to have done. Most of the time that has to do with big ideas, maybe 100 shirt, 200 shirt ideas, but wanting to really just do one or two, and what process really fits that setup. So the first thing I want to kind of discuss is a full color image like this. This is something that we printed with a program we have here called Ink Steps, which is a color white and black system, but this is good for large scale. So this is a screen printed shirt that if you wanted to do one or two, you have to really expand and look for other processes, because this is a 4 to 5 screen job that would take forever to start up just to do one shirt. So the alternative to this is DTG, which is a machine that costs around 15 to 20,000 to really get the full setup and get going. So the alternative would be either DTG or an inkjet transfer. So with that being said, neenah paper would be the best way to achieve this same look on a light colored garment, but really just do a small run. So you don't have to do 100, which you would have to do with this. With DTG, which is a higher entry fee, you would have to be able to accomplish your same look. But for us small guys who don't really have 10, 15, $20,000 to invest in the machine, we just use an inkjet transfer by neenah paper to really achieve this same look and give the customer the same quality. So that's option number one. That is for a light garment. Also with the neenah paper, they have 3G Jet opaque paper, which is this paper right here, and it's for dark garments. This one really sits on top of the shirt, and what you can actually do is have a vinyl cutter like a Cameo or one of the bigger ones actually cut around the garment and still keep it, and that way it gives you a nice finish to something that would have a finish like this. All right, so the next thing we have here is a regular print. This was kind of detailed, but not too detailed. We really wouldn't be looking to get outside of vinyl, but this is like borderline the most work you want to do with any regular vinyl cutter. And with that being said, this is actually done in forever paper, but you could do it with the regular Caesar Easy Weed cutter. This would take a long time to cut and weed because of the way it is. The good thing is there's not many inside cavities in the design. If you look close, like there's a few circles in the inside of the character, but for the most part, it will be a quick weed because of the way that all of these has open cavities where they all interconnect with each other, and it gives you that nice look. Moving on to our next garment. Again, this here is borderline the most work you would like to do. You don't want to, if you have 100 of these shirts, you will be looking at other options to do this, because going in and getting all of these specific letters and waiting for them to cut and getting this bubble and then doing all of the inside of these letters, it really becomes a lot of work for large quantities. So you want to kind of look for another process for a person who wanted 12 or 6 of this type of garment. The next garment I have here, if you see here, this wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't so many stars on it. So there are a lot of little stars on this garment that you would not want to cut because it would take much time cutting. It wouldn't be a hard job to weed because, again, all of these are open cavities. You just have to get here, and some of this is a 2-color job. Not something that you would really want to cut if you had a ton of them. Again, you would look at doing a screen printing job in this case, but look at the back of this shirt. So imagine you had to print 12 of these or 24 of them, or even just one. Say one kid got left out, they wanted one, they got left out of their class shirt, maybe they were sick, they missed the day or missed the deadline to turn in the money, but they still wanted to have a shirt. This is definitely not something that you would do with any type of vinyl. These names on here are super small, so I definitely would not do this at all with vinyl. We would say, we'll have to figure something out. Maybe we just do a 1 screen print, but again, the startup time and cost that would be associated, a $25 screen and turning this one shirt, printing this one shirt, it would be about $45 to $50 shirt for one shirt. It just wouldn't be worth it. Now, on the other hand, with Forever Paper, that made this very, very possible now. Again, this is a shirt that looks pretty simple, would be easy to weed, but it's a lot of fine details in here that would take your Cameo, even the bigger Graph Techs and Rollins, a lot of time to cut, and then you a lot of time to weed. But again, this item right here becomes possible again with the new the new Forever Paper. We will make all of these images available on the Total Ink Solutions Instagram page shortly after the broadcast is over. Now, if a customer walked into your shop and asked you to make him 1 or 2 of these, would you do it? That's the question you got to ask yourself, and that's where I'm going to relate Forever Paper in the screen printing. This is a job that I would not want to do if I didn't have some type of option where I wouldn't have to cut and weed it. So if a customer came in and said, hey, I have this artwork, are you capable of producing me 1 of these shirts? For me, I would look at this and say, this is unweedable. Like, it's too many little fine details. It's too much to really process through the cutter. This will take a lot of time to cut, probably upwards of 25 to 30 minutes if you're lucky. And then I don't know how much time it would take you to weed it, but again, you would probably miss some parts, especially if you had to do 3 or 4 of them. They probably wouldn't come out looking the same. And this is in a metallic gold, so it has a little shimmer to it, but it's just not possible. This is a screen printed shirt. But now with Forever Paper, weaveless paper, you can produce things that seemingly are unweedable and produce shirts that are unbelievable, and your customers won't believe that they were done in vinyl. It has a nice soft feel to the touch, and it's definitely a great option in addition to say a small scale style of shirt that you would normally screen print. You have the option and the access to really produce a high detailed design such as this one. And this is in fact Forever Paper versus this shirt here, which has been screen printed. So if you can look at these and tell the detail that goes into it, a 2-color Forever Paper, and this one here is a screen printed, and you can kind of, although they're different designs, you can see the similarities. Now, here at Total, we are the total convenience to you. So we try to stock everything in every color. Anything that you might need, we will have it for you. So Forever Paper comes in. Some of you guys on Instagram can't really see. I'm going to pull these into the screen. Let me move this out of the way a little bit. I'm going to pull some of the colors into the screen. Right now, Forever Paper comes in 20 colors. So we grab them and pull them into the screen for you guys on Instagram. Some neons, some of your basic colors, black, light blue, some of the neons again. Now, we sell these in packs of 10. So whether or not you need 10 or 20 or 30, you can get them, and we'll get them to you in packs of 10. And right now, you only need one thing added to your, if you're already printing shirts, you only need to add one thing, and that is a laser printer, such as the one you can see here. So you can go into Best Buy or Staples and pick up a laser printer anywhere from like $75 to $125. This one here we sell for $125. It's not an item that we really we stock it only for your convenience. There are places you can find cheaper laser printers. Yes, I know. We get a lot of those comments. Hey, you can find this here for less. How about you guys don't match it? We really stock these items as for your convenience. You're in an emergency, you go to Best Buy, you go to any of these places and they don't have it for you. If you were to come to us, you can walk out with your laser printer, your forever paper, and anything else you might possibly need to complete a job. And sometimes that is the thing that we need as small people, because we get jobs in that last minute that we really can't turn down, because that may lead us to further work in the future. So with that being said, a laser printer of any kind is the only thing that you would need to add to your repertoire. Now, I'm going to take this time to plug it in that tomorrow at 2:30, there is a live webinar that will give you a step-by-step guide on how exactly to operate and use the forever paper. That's not what I'm here to cover today. So if you have specific questions on the A paper and the B paper, please go to totalsolutions.com, sign up, and you guys will, it's an online free webinar at 2:30, the full step-by-step guide on how to do it. And I would say it's a great teaching tool, because I actually sat through it already to get the general gist of how exactly things are going on. So again, these right now come in pack of 10s. Okay, whether or not you need 100 or you need 10, the good thing is about the packs of 10, you have to handle these with care. So if you pull this out and you were to scratch it all up, when you do that, it's like weeding it. So you will mess up your paper if you're not handling it with care. You scratch it up. So, you know, sometimes we can get a little bit sloppy with bigger packages as far as separating them when pulling them out, or things getting bent up. So if we package them in 10, so that way we'll send you 10 packs so you don't have to worry about scratching them up. So one of the things that we had some questions about was getting some multi-packs, and that is something that we're going to look into in the next 3 weeks of packaging maybe different multi-packs so people can test and try out the products and really have a range of items to choose from. One of the things is that the company does not support us with samples to give you, so those sample packs of multi-colors will really allow us to give you something and not tie you into one specific design or one specific color. You can get that pack in and really play with the colors. There'll probably be two sets of 10 because there's 20 colors. So there'll probably be 2 different packs that you can choose from. And in about 3 weeks, we'll have that available for you guys to really pull it in and just see if it's something that you would like to add to your setup. Again, I can really see this being a place where we can win versus some bigger shops where these are designs that we would take in and look at and say, it's no way that I can produce that item at a cost-effective way and still give it to the customer. You know, a one-off screen print, even a sample, if you want to request a sample from a screen printer, they're going to charge you a $25 screen fee if it's a one-color job. If it's a 2-color job, they're going to charge you a $50 screen fee before they even set up and print your shirt. And then they're going to want another $15 to $25 for that shirt. So you're looking at a one-color sample costing $50 or a multicolor sample costing upwards of $75. Now, us little guys can come in and say, hey, you know what? I know exactly how I can get that job done. You look at an image, like, I would not at all dream about weeding this item. I would not weed it for you. So this is something I really can't do, and you have to kind of defer and say, hey, maybe we can simplify or change your design. Instead of doing that, we're allowed to give our customers high detailed design in one color or two colors or in limited colors, but the detail being the main point, and really deliver a product that the customer will be happy of and not refer them off into different simpler designs. So again, the colors are, there's a lot of neon colors. We have some basic colors, the reds, the royals, neon green. This is a pink. We have a basic lemon yellow. We have the gold, forever paper. We have a green. We have like a lighter mint green. Again, the black and light blue. A copper. And we can never have enough white. And a neon yellow. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a pack of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like I didn't pull a few colors out. If I can see right now, it happened to be the purple here. And maybe the gray. This silver. So this is a mirror silver, and as you guys know, Caesar is phasing this color out as far as this and the gold. So this could be a good option for getting a shirt like this with this feel. You can no longer find this by Caesar. They're having problems manufacturing it. So now maybe forever paper might be the option to really just include in there. So what I kind of just did on the spot here, and that's one of the good things, we improvised. So these might end up being the packs. I got to fill in a few more colors. This might be the basic pack here, where you can get 10 of these colors and get in and play with them. And then we might have like a neon plus metallic pack for you guys to test out and try and really see how you can fit it in to everything that you have going on. One of the next things I wanted to talk to you guys about is our Caesar. The holidays are coming up, 4th of July, so it's time for us to get in the spirit, and Caesar has some new color print patterns for us to use for the holidays. So make sure you head over to the website and check these out. And this one, I'm not really sure what we can refer this to, but again, this looks like an option for some ladies out there who want to do some, it reminds me of something tribal, but it's a little bit too colorful for that. So I'm not really sure what you can use it on, but I'm sure you guys can have a crazy imagination and can really find a place for this. So, and along the lines of these great lines, we have opened up and brought in some other brands. What happened to be Shimika, and Shimika has, we really look for complementary brands of vinyl. So they offer some things that Caesar necessarily doesn't have in their arsenal. So some extra patterns and some extra finishes, some carbon fiber, I think is a great one. We brought these in from Shimika to really diversify the options of vinyl that you have out of just the regular basic colors, the flocks, the glitters, and really brought in some of the Shimika line to really open up the different prints and things that we have access to. Now, if you are a fan of reflective, I honestly and truly prefer to use Shimika's reflective over the Caesar reflective. I know a lot of you guys out there have some problems. I've had some problems with Caesar's reflective. It is at a lower price point, but we actually here had to take it off the shelf because of the issues that were coming about with it. So if you haven't found your reflective, you're looking for reflective, definitely check out Shimika's reflective as an alternative for which you couldn't find anywhere else. So pretty much that about sums it up. So if I had to turn around and say what I would take from this, I would really take out that the weedless transfer paper is a great alternative for us small shops to really produce low quantity, high detailed designs. If you know me from my Instagram and YouTube, T-shirt side hustle, I am a big practitioner of being a mechanic. And actually, the owner Lou has kind of pushed this term onto me. Myself, considered as a chef, you got to figure out the right ingredients, or as a scientist, you got to figure out the right formulas and how things really fit together. I think us small shops really need to figure out how we can say yes to every job, because on the other side of the small jobs are the big ones that keep us in business. So with that being said, vinyl or regular Caesar, and with the Cameo or GravTech or rolling cutters, has its place. The weedless paper is in comparison to me to a high detail screen printing option, but low quantities. And then you have things like the neenah paper, inkjet papers that will refer to a DTG or a 4-color or simulated process like Inkseps over at Total. So with all that being said, you really just have to add this to your tool belt and figure out when a job comes in how you can get it done. I myself personally, I don't let customers, unless they come in very, very knowledgeable, I don't bother them with, hey, I'll produce that this way, hey, I'll produce that way, because at the end of the day, all the customer cares about is the end result. So they don't need to be overwhelmed with detail. We just need to know when we look at an item, we can say, hey, okay, that one right there, that's regular vinyl. Okay, this one right here, this one fits over here, and I'll use forever paper because it has a lot of detail. As long as we know that, and we can produce good and quality products for our customers, I think that we'll be able to stay around and sustain ourselves in the long run, and eventually upgrade from, non-screen printing or non-DTG or non-full color processors or non-screen printing into some of the bigger jobs, and then eventually upgrade our shops like a lot of you guys I know have done that in the past few months. So let's continue to work. Let's continue to build and grow together and really perfect our crafts. Perfect your craft enough that you can kind of say yes to every job and not turn away money in the future. With that being said, we at Total appreciate your time and patience. Make sure you head over to the website and register for the class tomorrow. And if you're interested in screen printing, the first Saturday for the next 3 months, we have a screen printing course, and you can head over to the website into the education section, and you will be able to fill that out and register for those classes as well. With that being said, I've been Stan Banks from Total Ink Solutions. Peace.